You are born in a pile of blood, flies, and fur squealing into the savannah like a glitch in the system. You don't see much because your eyes aren't working yet. Your legs do some half-hearted twitching before giving up. And somewhere nearby, your siblings are already trying to suckle while you're still trying to figure out what direction is up. The sun is hot, the grass is itchy, and something just hissed near your mother's tail. You've existed for 6 seconds and already the savannah has rolled its eyes and asked if you're going to die early or make it inconvenient. Welcome to the world, future apex predator. You're currently the size of a house cat with worse instincts and a shorter fuse. Your mother has stashed you and your siblings in some dry bush pile she found off the trail, which, to her credit, at least has some shade. But here's the catch. Lions don't do daycare. Mom's going to vanish for hours at a time to kill stuff, drag it halfway across the territory, and maybe share it with the pride. Which means you and your adorable, near-blind siblings are left to marinate in your own drool and hope nothing venomous crawls in to check if you're edible. By week 1, you've figured out which nipple gets the best milk flow and which sibling bites too hard. You don't know it yet, but there were 4 of you. Now there are 3. The last one was just a little too slow getting back under the bush. Something long and cold-blooded dragged it off before you could even blink open both eyes. Mom didn't notice, or maybe she did and just shrugged. Either way, nobody talks about it. That's life here. If your tiny clawless body can't avoid being breakfast, then you become it. Efficiency. When Mom returns, she smells like blood and sweat and disappointment. You nuzzle against her belly while she licks your matted fur, occasionally pulling a thorn from your ear with all the tenderness of someone trying to detangle a phone charger. You purr because your idiot nervous system thinks it's safe now. It's not. Weeks pass. Your world expands from dirt and boobs to dirt, boobs, and distant roars. You're moved to the pride when you're strong enough to wobble around without face planting every 3 steps. That's when the real social hell begins. You've got uncles, aunts, cousins, and lions who might be related, but would absolutely eat you if the meat ran out. There's the big male, too. He smells like musk and blood and carries around his own personal thundercloud of flies. He's technically your dad, unless the pride rotated leadership mid-gestation, in which case, congrats. You're the spawn of a stranger who might kill you out of spite. You don't get a name. Just claws, teeth, and 50/50th odds of surviving the next 6 months. You're juvenile. Phase is basically a boot camp run by nature on nightmare difficulty. You're finally walking without falling over, but that just means you're now mobile enough to wander into things that can kill you faster. Hyenas, jackals, vultures, leopards, fire ants, dehydration, rogue males. Your fur has spots to help. You blend into the dry grass cute, right? Yeah, except blending in works right up until you meow at the wrong time, and something's digestive system hears the dinner bell. At 4 months. You try meat for the first time. It's not romantic. There's no slow transition. You just see your mom tearing into a zebra's ribcage, and your instincts scream, bite something. You waddle over, bury your head in its guts, and come back looking like you lost a ketchup. Fight. Delicious. You've now tasted what everything else around here is made of. Soon, you'll become what everything else is afraid of. Emphasis on soon. Because right now, you still get your tail stepped on by teenage lionesses and bullied by warthogs. Learning to hunt isn't a single moment. It's a series of humiliations. You sneak, you pounce, you miss, you get kicked in the face by a springbok, and you limp back to the pride, pretending that didn't just happen. Your brain rewires itself to process movement, trajectory, timing. You become a living missile in training. Your claws sharpen. Your muscles harden. Your growl lowers. Every inch of you screams, future killer, except for the part that still occasionally eats dung beetles out of curiosity. Then comes your first solo stalk. It's a lizard. Not impressive, but it's your Everest. You crouch, tail twitching, pupils dilated, the grass brushing your belly. You lunge. You miss. You try again, and again. Finally, a crunch, a wriggle, and your first independent kill. A proud moment ruined instantly by a nearby vulture who saw the whole thing and immediately tries to steal it. You hiss like a broken sprinkler and lose the corpse within seconds. So it goes as you grow. You get stronger, faster, deadlier. You also get moodier. Testosterone floods your body like bad code in a simulation. Your mane starts to come in awkward. Tufts of fluff that look more angry Muppet than jungle royalty. You eat more, sleep more, fight more. Eventually, you do what all young males must do. Get kicked out. The pride doesn't have room for another full-grown male, unless he's the king. And you, sir, are not so off you go exiled, furious, and suddenly realizing you've never actually survived on your own. Welcome to your walkabout phase. You wander. You starve. You sniff every carcass hoping it's not too far gone. You fight hyenas over half-digested gazelle bones. You hide from bigger males who'd rearrange your organs just for entering their airspace. Your body gets lean and muscular, then scarred. You get good at walking silently, at smelling opportunity, at losing, then winning, and barely surviving. Your first mating attempt is a disaster. She swipes your nose, growls, and walks off with your dignity still clinging to her claws. You learn, slowly. Then, one day, you fight for a pride. And you win, sort of. The old male was injured. You took advantage. Not noble, but effective. You roar into the savannah, your vocal cords vibrating like thunder. You've done it. You've become him. Except being him sucks. Now you don't sleep. You patrol, constantly. Every noise could be a challenger. Every scent might be a coup. You mate, sure, but it's more transaction than romance. A biological checklist. You breed, and then go guard the territory like a roided-up bouncer who can't clock out. You kill cubs that aren't yours, because your DNA is the only one that matters. You roar louder more often, not for show, for warnings. The pressure never stops. Your muscles ache, but there's no rest. Your mane is full and majestic, but it's also a heat trap. Your face is a map of scars. Your teeth are worn, but still you fight. You eat. You mate. You guard cubs that look like you. Some survive. Some don't. One falls to disease. One vanishes. During a dry spell, you sniff the grass where they used to be and move on. There is no pause button, no grief leave, and then the joints start to go. Your reflexes aren't what they used to be. A younger male crosses the border. You chase him. He runs this time, but he'll be back. They always come back, eventually. He doesn't run. The fight is long, bloody, stupid. You land a few blows, but he's faster, fresher, less damaged by the years. He bites deep into your hind leg, and something gives. You limp back to the shade, defeated. The pride watches, then forgets you. You wander again. No longer a king, just a ghost in a former kingdom. Your wounds fester. The flies return. The hunger creeps in. You chase a warthog. Fail. Try again. Fail harder. Your body says no long before your pride does. One evening, you lie down in the grass and don't get up. The hyenas find you. They hesitate. Then they don't. Your legacy dissolves. Between cracked teeth and laughter, you made it. But why?